Regis, why don't you just give the speech here? You know all about leash reactivity, don't you? Just come through that. No, I have to talk. No.
It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera.
Yeah. Doing great.
No.
Hey.
We did some protocols earlier on how to calmly walk your dog by an out of control dog. Even on dogs who didn't come to us leash reactive. Just teaching them how to completely ignore the other dog and focus on their handler and keep going.
Yeah, these are really good drills to do with your dog before you bring them downtown. So, or anywhere with lots of distractions. So this is a way we can start to proof a dog. And the cool thing is anybody can do it at home. All you gotta do is find a friend with a dog, possibly a neighbor. And what you do is thank you Regis very much for that, is you have your dog, I'm gonna have to start this one over. Where was I? So these drills are great to practice before you go and put your dog in a highly distracting environment. Drills.
Sorry.
This protocol is fantastic to start introducing your dog to distractions before you actually get somewhere where you can't control the environment around them and they're highly aroused and there's a ton of distraction around them. So if you can get yourself a friend with a dog who's willing to walk by your dog multiple times, then you can do this. So everybody knows somebody with a dog. What we do is we teach the dog heel first. Generally that makes it work better because we have something to tell the dog. After we correct them for the wrong behavior, we can tell them what to do instead. So you teach your dog heel in a sterile environment and then you start adding distractions and then you go for outings once the dog can handle the distractions. And this is how we like to add the distractions. Very controlled. You find somebody with a dog who's willing to walk by you multiple times, a friend, a family member, and what you do is every time you walk by that dog and your dog makes the mistake of pulling or disengaging, lunging, whatever they're doing, they start to react to the other dog, you correct, put them back in heel, and then repeat the scene. And we do this over and over again until the dog knows exactly what we want them to do and exactly what we don't want them to do. And then we've had that conversation, so we're ready to go to the real world. So before we go to the real world, we want to have controlled triggers. We want to present them with the things they struggle with. A lot of dogs struggle with people and dogs walking towards them, so this is great. Another thing you can do is, if you don't have a dog available, you can just have the person start baby talking the dog and smooching at it as you walk by. A lot of dogs will make the mistake to run up to that person. Right then and there, you correct, put them back in heel, do it again. What you see it 2 or 3 times down the road is that the dog sees that person and then puts themselves in heel. And that's when you can reward with a verbal praise, or just to let the dog know, that's exactly what I want you to do, good job, okay? And so one session of this, generally for most dogs, is really all it takes. I mean, you can do as many sessions as you want, but one session will have that clear conversation. I want you to do this and not this, okay? So this is how we start, and then we take it downtown or somewhere more distracting where we can't necessarily control all the variables.
Bailey's out of control. Odin, you see he got a correction right there because he started to pull towards Bailey. But watch this. Second pass, flawless.
Yeah.
He took one time and he never will make that mistake again.
Yeah, and now this is typical after the dog succeeds with pass-bys, we have them hold still and have the dog just walk circles around. And Odin has to hold his sit, but I just put him into a plots. I like to put dogs in the down because I feel like it's more clear. And you can see he's looking at me for direction, which is what we want. So he's doing fantastic. One correction, as Julie said, and look at Bailey, she went right up on me. Right? So this is how it starts. We don't just go straight downtown with dogs we don't know, and in an environment where we can't control all the variables, we start like this. Okay? That's a good job.
All right, Odin's finished. Next we have Patton. He struggled a little bit more. You can actually see him working really hard. He's like purposely looking away, which is good, but you can tell it's a lot of work for him.
Yeah, Patton, the first pass that Patton did, he went towards Bailey and I gave him a firm correction. And every other one, you can see him really trying to stick. See, he's strongly avoiding her there. That's common after a firm correction. What you do is you keep going by Bailey. I keep going by the trigger and he's receiving no correction at all. In fact, he's receiving a verbal praise when he goes by her and doesn't go towards her. And then he's like, okay, I get what I'm supposed to be doing here. So now we do the circle. Okay, I'm just watching for him to, if he gets too engaged with her.
He did really well after that first one.
Yeah, a lot of dogs do.
It's so clear.
Yeah, it's very clear. We actually let the dog make the mistake fully. Well, we don't let it get to the other dog, but we let it pull out in front of us and then correct, rather than correcting for the initial stare. And then after that, then we'll start correcting for the initial stare. There was a correction there, I think, because he stopped and stared. But yeah, see how much more he's looking at me? That's what that creates. That creates focus.
Okay, here's Luke. Luke was flawless.
Yeah, he was the best one so far because we worked on this.
We worked on it. Here's his first pass by. Perfect.
And then I gave him, you can see right there, I gave him praise, and it locked in. He just knew, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is a heck of a lot of a better alternative than exploding and getting corrected. As you can see, that's a great exercise you can do with your dog to start teaching the rules before you make it out into a very distracting environment. It'll build your confidence. It'll deepen your dog's understanding of the expectations and of the heel command. So that is the proofing stage. That's what we do first.